Okay, so we are going to start off first with 5.6. You should have already read and taken notes on the theorems. Inequalities in one triangle. So what they say is that you have the first one is the corollary to the triangle exterior theorem. I am honestly not that concerned about this one. We had talked about this one earlier in the trimester, and that is the fact that the measure of angle 1 equals the measure of angle 2 plus the measure of angle 3. The corollary just talks about the fact that the measure of angle 1 obviously has to be bigger than the measure of angle 2. And the measure of angle 1 obviously has to be bigger than the measure of angle 3. Honestly, I don't think that corollary is that important. We're going to talk about two sides of a triangle. So if we have side lengths in a triangle, let's say we have 10, 17, and 20. And I'm going to label this as D, E, and F. Based on the information that I have with the side lengths, because 20 is the longest side, then I know that the the angle opposite has to be the largest angle. So the largest angle is angle E. I think then the easiest one to find then is the smallest. Smallest angle is going to be opposite the smallest side, or the shortest side, which the 10, so that would lead me to the F. And then whatever's left over, 17 is the middle length, and D is opposite. I'm going to put middle here. Typically we're looking for the largest or the smallest. The middle one would be angle D. You can do that also with the angles. So if you have the angle measurements, say this is 120, this is 10, so that'd be 130, which means this would have to be 50. If I label this as A, B, and C, so if I have the angle measures, I can figure out what segments or what sides are the largest or the longest too. B is obviously the biggest angle, so the side opposite B has to be the largest or the longest side. And it's a side, so it is going to be written as a segment. 10 is the smallest angle, so it's going to be opposite the shortest side. So that would be BC. And again, 50 is the angle measure in the middle. So the side opposite is going to be AB, which is going to be like the middle length of side. Okay? We also know that if we have side measures of a triangle, the sum of any two sides of a triangle must be greater than the third side. So if I had side lengths of, make this example A, so if I had side lengths of 7, 10, and 13, I need to determine, could those possibly form a triangle? So if I had a piece of wood that was 7 feet, another piece that was 10 feet, and another piece that was 13 feet, could I piece them together so that they would form a triangle? So based off of this, the sum of any two sides has to be greater than the other side, or the third side. Is 17 greater than 13? It is. You could go on to check the other ones. 10 and 13 has to be greater than 7. 23 is greater than 7, so that checks. So I'm going to add the other two. So 20 has to be greater than 10, and it checks. So because all of these are true, yes, they form a triangle. How about 1, 2, and 3? So if I add the 1 plus the 2 and say that it's greater than 3, is 3 greater than 3? It is not, so there's no way these would form a triangle. I don't even need to try the other two. If you have 2 of the sides, what could possibly be the length of the third side? So if I have a length of 10 and another length of, let's say, 21, what could the missing side be? I wish I was here today. I'd be going through a big long process so you could discover this. Unfortunately, I am not, so we're going to go ahead and just cut to the chase. What you do is you take your 2 sides and you add them, and you take your 2 sides and you subtract them. So my third side would be between is a key word here, be between 11 and 31. The reason why between is a key is because it cannot be 11, because if I have 10, 11, and 21, I would have that 21 is greater than 21, and that does not work. So it has to be greater than 11, and it has to be less than 31. So it can be all the decimals, fractions, and the weird numbers in between 11 and 31. So again, in order to find the third side, you would add them and you would subtract them, and those 2 numbers are going to be your range. And I think that should get us through tomorrow when you are working on the worksheet. The key is up on the front table, so good luck. I know you guys are going to miss me tomorrow.